Chapter 518, Honor of the Bushido. It starts in the estate. We were resting up after the whole battle in Eric's video game. That was an awesome fight in that video game. Vince, it sure was JD. The Revenge Squad gave us one amazing run for our money. Nico, sorry we didn't call you in the rest of the league for backup against the Revenge Squad. Diana. Wonder Woman, it's fine, Nico. We were busy fighting Captain Cold and Heatwave anyway. I'm glad. Vince, the combos we did were incredible. Lincoln, they sure were. Vince. Me and Maria used a combo on Hydro Man. Flashback 1. Lincoln, narrating, Hydro Man put up an amazing fight as always. Hydro Man, you will never match up to my power. Maria. Maria, want to bet bench? Maria fired a huge blast of water at him and Lincoln fired a massive blast of lightning at him and electrocuted him. Lincoln, let's use our combo on him. Maria. Maria, you got it. Lincoln. Maria fired water and Lincoln fired a blast of lightning. Maria and Lincoln, Storm Dragon Vaporizer. The techniques combined and they became a dragon made of pure water and it was overflowing with lightning. It hit Hydro Man and destroyed him in an instant. Lincoln, our combo did the trick but the game wasn't over yet. Flashback 1 ends. Maria, that was the most tired we ever felt after the game was done. It was the most tired any of us we felt. But Master Goku's senzu beans were what we needed to get back on our feet. Vince, yep. Carol, that was the most action we all have seen. Scream came out of the shower and she was wearing a towel. Hey Donna. Scream, oh sorry. 1 second. She went back to her room and changed clothes and her symbiote clothes were on too. Scream, yet and me and Lola took out the tar monster and the ghost of Redbeard. Flashback 2. Scream, narrating, we were putting up a tremendous fight against them. We were Scream and we faced the tar monster. We were using our hair spears and throwing the tar monster around and splattering him all over the place like a huge glob of clay. Lola was burning the ghost of Redbeard really well with her fire powers. We got ready to use our combo on them both. Lola, let's use our combo on them. Scream. Scream revealed Donna's face. Donna, but Lola we can't. Symbiotes will burn because of fire. Lola, don't worry. My fire won't harm a friend. Scream, she's right. Donna. Do it. Donna, okay. Scream launched her hair spears and Lola fired a blast of fire. Scream and Lola, Flaming Harpoon Massacre. The spears were covered in fire and they skewered the tar monster and the ghost of Redbeard and incinerated them in an instant. Scream, it was a fight we'll never forget. Flashback 2 ends. Lola, it sure was. It was the most action we have seen. Stalker and Venom revealed their flashback. They were fighting 6-6 and he put up quite an incredible fight. But Stalker and Venom overpowered him with a powerful combo of their own called Hunter Spider Goliath. This used Venom's webbing and it coated Stalker and turned him into a giant Goliath bird-eating spider, the largest known spider on the planet. He was a giant black Goliath bird-eating spider and he ripped apart 6-6 and splattered him everywhere. Lenny would freak out at the sight of that. Melody's flashback was where she and Fryghtwig faced Morgana. That was a powerful fight. Melody fired blasts of lightning and fire at Morgana from her Keyblade and Fryghtwig pulverized her with her hair tentacles. Melody's bad history with her really was enough to make sure she never terrorized the sea again. Melody and Fryghtwig obliterated Morgana with their combo called Fire Flower Pulverizer Punch. The fire from Melody's Keyblade combined with Fryghtwig's hair tentacles and they burned Morgana with powerful indiscriminate fury and reduced her to nothing but a pile of ashes in an instant. It was all an amazing fight that none of us will ever forget. Suddenly Bumblebee came in with a look of urgency on her face. Bumblebee, guys. We have big trouble. Our computers on the Justice League Watchtower say that Batman is fighting a ninja named Kyodai Ken. Vince gasped when he heard that name. Vince, that dishonorable thief. I can't believe he would sink this low. Me, sounds like you have a bad history with this guy partner. Megan, yeah bro, what got you so upset with him? Vince, oh that's right, you guys don't know about this. It was back when I was 9. Flashback 3. Vince, narrating, I was a student of his when I was over in Japan. He was my sensei and he taught me everything he knows. He made me a powerful black belt in the world of Kung Fu, Bushido, and the ways of the ninja. But I later found out a terrible secret about him. He was thrown out of his dojo for being a thief and a criminal. He was dishonoring the ways of the Bushido, and from that day on I swore that I would restore the honor of the Bushido and the ways of the samurai by making Kyodai-ken pay for his crimes. Flashback 3 ends. Starfire, that's horrible Vince. Sarah, I didn't know he was your sworn enemy big bro. Vince, yes. Now I have a chance to restore the honor of the samurai and the Bushido. Me, and Team Loud Phoenix Storm will answer. Vince went to his room and on his wall was a blue-bladed razor-sharp samurai katana with a sapphire dragon hilt. He took the sword down and put on a blue Japanese battle GI and it had a dragon on the back. He did some sword moves and demonstrated some martial arts moves. Me, Nico, Carol, Lincoln, Lainey, Wonder Woman and Starfire saw the moves and we were amazed and impressed. He stopped. Me, those moves were amazing partner. Lincoln, and that sword you have is amazing. Vince, yes. This sword is a family heirloom. It's been in my family for generations. This was the very sword that my ancestor used in the siege of Kamakura in 1333. Carol, that's incredible Vincey. Me, your family is loaded with history from Japan. Vince, yes. Me, will gladly help you out man. Vince, thanks guys. I am grateful. I'll help you too. We turned and we saw Captain Marvel. Me, Carol Danvers aka Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, it's an honor to meet you JD. The Avengers have told me so many things about you all. Me, it's a pleasure too Carol. We greatly appreciate it. Are we all ready? Everyone nodded. Me, let's roll. We headed out to Japan. In Tokyo, Japan, we were over at a Japanese dojo we knew and in the dojo we saw Kyodai waiting for us. Kyodai, Japanese accent, I've been waiting for you Team Loud Phoenix Storm. Me, Kyodai-ken, I presume? Kyodai, that is correct. You all got here before I could fight Bruce Wayne the Batman. Me, that's right. And I believe you know this one. Vince came. Vince, Kyodai-sensei. Kyodai, Vince. Vince, speaking Japanese. Translation, I have returned to avenge the honor of the Bushido. Kyodai, speaking Japanese. So you have my student. Vince. Yes sensei. You did teach me everything I know from you and I am grateful for that. But you have dishonored the ways of both the ninja and the samurai. I am going to bring them both back into good honor. Kyodai. So shall it be my student? The student against the teacher. All right. I accept your challenge. They stood ready and bowed as part of tradition and a gong sounded. Mortal Kombat theme song plays. Me, this is gonna be awesome guys. Carol, be careful Vince. Vince and Kyodai went at each other and were demonstrating a powerful display of martial arts moves and skills. They were blocking each other attacks and Vince got the drop on Kyodai and punched him in the stomach twice and punched him in the face 3 times and kicked him in the face and stomach and face again. Pow. Pow. BLAM. 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 Crack. Kyodai tried to punch and kick him as well but Vince dodged his attacks and punched him in the face again. Pow. Kyodai had blood dripping from his mouth and he spit it out. Kyodai. You have learned well my former student. But my skills are far more superior than yours. Vince, you are overconfident sensei and that will be your undoing. Kyodai. We shall see. Kyodai then unsheathed his sword and Vince did the same. They clashed in a powerful sword fight and they were equally matched in it. Sparks were flying in the clash and the fight was really heating up. Kyodai threw shuriken at Vince and he caught them and threw them back and Kyodai dodged them and jumped back. Kyodai, you've learned some new moves since the last time we saw each other. But Vince was not that naive to drop his guard like that and he didn't say anything as he stood ready for anything. Kyodai, let's see how well you fight in my domain, the darkness of the shadows. Kyodai had the lights in the dojo blow out and the room was pitch black. It was so dark that we couldn't see anything. Me, in my head, he's trying to catch Vince off guard by using the darkness of the night as his cover. It's been the way of the ninja for centuries. But Vince was ready for anything. He had his eyes closed and he was using the feelings in the air for him. Vince clashed with him in the darkness and he had him beat in the darkness of the night. He kicked Kyodai in the face and punched him in the stomach and slashed his shirt in the chest and kicked him in the face again and sent him crashing through the wall of the dojo into the courtyard. Crack. Pow. Slash. Crack. Crash. Captain Marvel, he's really good. Thor, indeed. Vince is the strongest samurai right now. Wonder Woman, he's not finished yet. We walked out to the courtyard and Vince stood ready again. Vince, alright, Captain Marvel. I softened him up for you and Wonder Woman. Now finish him off. Captain Marvel, with pleasure Vince. Captain Marvel flew over and kicked Kyodai in the face and punched him and dealt him numerous blows to him and pulverized him all over with a flurry of punches and kicks and fired a blast of energy at him and burned him. Wonder Woman, let's use a combo on him. Captain Marvel, you got it. Vince, I'll join too. All three of them flew at Kyodai. Vince, Wonder Woman, and Captain Marvel, Flight of the Sapphire Dragon. They were enveloped in an aura of blue fire and they turned into a blue flaming Japanese dragon and it roared ferociously and grabbed Kyodai in its maw and he was incinerated in the flames. It went up into the sky and became the Bushido dragon symbol. They landed back on the ground and Vince felt at peace knowing that the honor of the Bushido warriors had been restored. Vince, flawless victory. Bows in respect. We cheered wildly for him. Me, Vince, that was awesome. Carol, way to go Vincey. She hugs him and kisses him. Me, great job partner. Vince, thanks JD. Me and Vince bow in respect. Batman, off screen, I agree. We saw Batman. Me, you arrived just in time Bruce. Batman, I was watching the whole fight from the shadows. You did a great job Vince. Vince, thanks Bruce. I remember you had some history with Kyodai as well. Batman, yes. We went to the same dojo a while back and he was thrown out because he wanted to be a criminal. Me, that's awful Bruce. I'm sorry. Lainey, I've studied all about the samurai from history and they have an interesting code and path of honor. Lincoln, it's really amazing and we learned all about the history of Japan when we were on our global trip. Vince, I know. Carol, I didn't know you could speak the Japanese language really well Vince. Vince, I'm multilingual like you and JD. Me, I believe it partner. But still great job. Nico, you were amazing Vince. Me, yet. As long as we're here I want to show you all something. We went to the heart of downtown Tokyo and we found an old building that was abandoned for a long time. We went into a room and it was covered in dust and spider webs. It was loaded with old chemical equipment and books and log books. Lincoln, what is this building JD? Me, this used to be the laboratory of Dr. Serizawa. He used this laboratory to make the oxygen destroyer. Lainey, so this lab was once Dr. Serizawa's? Lincoln, your grandfather's best friend? Me, yes. When Godzilla appeared for the first time 64 years ago, Grandpa Dean and my dad got to see a demonstration of the oxygen destroyer. We go to an old fish tank that hadn't been cleaned out in 64 years. It was covered in algae and dust. Me, This is the tank that was used to test the oxygen destroyer. There's no fish in it because the oxygen destroyer disintegrated them all into nothing. My dad had another good friend back then that he knew here as a child. Her name is Emiko Yamane. She was Dr. Serizawa's wife and she is one of the people that witnessed the destructive capabilities of the oxygen destroyer. Vince, wow. Carol, that's incredible. Me, yes. When Dad took me here to Japan 8 years ago, he showed me this lab back then. I was amazed when he did. Lincoln, I didn't know he took you here, JD. Lainey, yeah. Me, I have experiences, guys. But yeah, Dad showed me everything he saw here. When Dr. Serizawa took his own life, I swore to make sure that the knowledge of the oxygen destroyer never falls into the wrong hands. Vince, that's good. Wonder Woman, it is. And now 64 years later you all got rid of Godzilla for good. Me, yes. And we now can make sure he never returns. We later went back to the estate and Vince told his family what happened and they were so happy for him. He was a hero to not only Japan but also to the samurai and Bushido code. The end. Another fanfiction complete. Venjedi 1995 gave me the idea for this one. Kyodai-ken was one of the most notorious villains in all of Batman the Animated Series. I don't know if Vince has any Japanese heritage in real life or has ties to the samurai codes or any of that, but I decided to have him become a samurai and honor the code of the Bushido. I also wanted to have him be the former student of Kyodai-ken in his past and speak the Japanese language. Nico-chan 11 and I did this chapter for you, man. Thanks for the ideas, guys. Let me know what you all think. See you all next time.